Hey guys, and welcome to your September 2013 ban list. So, this list is it. It has been even confirmed by Shriek, which is what I was just waiting for Shriek to just be like, hey, is this the list? So now we finally got it. We got the scans, we got a lot of it. So, I guess we don't have to wait till the 20th, but of course, if something changes on the 20th, of course I will do a video of it. But this is pretty much confirmed. This is like 99.9999999% confirmed. So, once again, I'm going to go through this list, I'm going to go through the changes, and instead of just being like, oh, this list sucks, now since this is the list, let me sit down and think about it and go through it with a more calm and logical mind than the previous video. Alright, so ban, just like previous, we got all the baby dragons. Yay, all the baby dragons. So, not really sure how the deck is going to change. I believe that in Japan, there is actually a WoW that the big dragons didn't have the baby dragons, so maybe the deck will convert back to that, or maybe the deck will just go away. It's definitely the baby dragons that were causing the trouble, and without the baby dragons, it seems like the big dragons are gonna have like the really slow start off. It's like, oh sure, you can go big dragon, pitch 2 of the big dragons, summon, then those will go off and you search for other big dragons, but it just seems like without that baby, without the babies, without that push, that you're really not gonna get it. So, let's see how they do without the babies. Without the babies, does that really hurt all the other attribute decks? Well, besides the fact you can't just summon them out of the deck and just summon the big dragons right out of the deck now, no, not really, It's not like they were doing much with them anyway, besides just removing from play and summoning and being a beater anyway. So now instead of just straight up summoning out of the deck with the babies, now they just gotta wait till they get it. When they get it, then they can just be like, okay, banish to summon. Same thing with like Mermails. I'm not really sure about the whole Machina Redox. I don't know. I haven't seen that deck in a while, so I believe that they're in the same situation. Dragoonities, with their wind, I guess too. So, it doesn't seem like the biggest hit to other decks, but to dragons, this might be the end. So let's, cross our fingers and hope that we don't have this deck next format, because this was getting a little bit ridiculous. So, baby's gone. Tell me what you guys think about that. I can go with that. And card banned. Spellbook of Judgment. Yes, Judgment banned. This card was to the point where there was no other option. This card had to be banned. It should have been made in the first place, but B, it should be banned. It was just too much. Even that one, you could still loop it, you could still recycle it. So, it being banned, despite it even coming out, this was a good move on Konami's part, just be like, hey, yeah, we made this card, yeah, you bought it, you had fun with it for a little while, but you know what, we need to get back to trying to keeping this game, stable. There's enough shaky cards in this game, so they decided to just take away the Spellbook of Judgment. So, in my opinion, without Spellbook of Judgment prophecies, you go back down to tier 2. Alright, so, with this list, there are a lot of contenders for tier 1. Lots of decks that are going to be trying to be top. So, with this list, I can definitely see, just a whole bunch of different decks, but I'll go over that at the end. So, Judgment ban, tell me what you guys think about that. And that's our only ban cards, alright, so. Now, let's go to Limited once again. So, we got Rooster, we still got Rooster, despite it coming out in the TCG. Rooster will still be going down to 1, and the reason is probably it did something to OCG that, we probably weren't even keeping track of. It still wasn't that deck that was still, top at Worlds, but, it's probably understandable. It'd be kind of unfair for them to be in the Worlds, for them to be using, Firefist or Rooster or Chicken when we barely got it. We didn't even have it yet. I believe that Worlds, I don't even think you're allowed to use Judgment of Light cards in, like, the actual World Tournament. So, for them to have it first, it would be kind of unfair since not everybody had it yet. But maybe it did something in the OCG that, we don't see because maybe we're not there. Maybe this card was really broken, maybe it had a loop, I don't know. But it going down to 1, I guess, it's not like it's banned or anything. You can still go, your Horse Prince summon Rooster, get your Spirit, and the next turn you can go Spirit Rooster, you know, get your search XC, and also it's not like it's terrible. It's not like this deck is completely dead, but you know, a nice hit to Rooster. You know, let's see how Firefist can do with just one Rooster. All right. So next card, Abyssteus to 1 and Sphere to 1. So this is their Mermail hit. So Abyssteus, if I was going to say if any Mermail should be hit, I would say it should be Abyssteus. So is this enough? You're asking. Is this enough for Mermails to be, you know, pushed down a little bit to where, you know, other decks will be able to do something? You know, in my opinion, no. I still think that Mermails will still be able to, you know, jump out of the water and kick some butt. So, you know, if any deck is looking to be one of the top tier contenders for tier 1 next format, I would have to probably give it to Mermails, just because, so what Abyssteus to 1, so what Spheres to 1, you know, you still got your 3 Megalos, your 3 Divas, 3 Marksmen, 3 Infantry, 3 Salvage. So, you know, if you really want to put your mind to it, Mermails, you can still do it, you know. Sure, Abyssteus was a nice hit, sure the Fear was a decent hit, but, you know, you still got your 3 Lens, so, you know, you can still pull off some crazy tricks. And when it comes to daily duels and the Mermail deck that I play on there, I've already made the changes, so I am prepared to still continue to use that deck on daily duels. So, you know, that's still going to stay in the lineup because I still feel like this deck will still be a viable deck next format. So, next we got Wind Up Shark. Okay, so as you can see, Wind Up Shark goes down to 1, but Magician goes up to 3, so they're kind of switching it, seeing how it works. In my opinion, that's okay, because, you know, even with Wind Up Shark at 3, Magician at 1, you know, there's still how it plays. You know, people thinking that this is like an upgrade, that they're trying to bring back Wind Up. In my opinion, this is kind of a downgrade. This is kind of like a hit, you know, not indirectly, you know, because, you know, you can't go Magician trigger with Shark, summon Magician, Shark switch trigger Magician, you know. It's like, sure, you have your 3 Magicians, but 90% of the time, what triggers Magician? Shark. So now with Shark at 1, you know, it's kind of like, yeah, let's see what you can do, alright? So, you know, I'm not 100% sure on this. I really didn't see Wind Up's play when Magician went down to 1 and Carrier's still banned. So, you know, Wind Ups, let's just see what you can do with your 3 Magicians and your 1 Shark. Alright, let's see. Like I said, there are a lot of decks that have potential this format. September is the slow format. So, let's roll with that. Next cards. Genex Ally Birdman and Divine Wind of the Mist Valley. Alright, so I feel like this is a precautionary for the Divine Wind, the Harpy Dancer, OTK. And here in the CCG, we do not have Harpy Dancer, but with this hit, I feel like maybe, you know, the wind might be blowing in our direction for, you know, a high chance of Harpy Dancer in our near future. So, you know, this is a pretty cool hit. I can see this, you know, formats ago, you know, Ally Birdman himself deserved to be limited, and he never did. He was kind of up there with like Diva, or it's kind of like it was a good card, but it just never got that, you know, that hit. So now with him at 1 and Divine Wind and the Mist Valley at 1, you know, let's see how the deck will fare. But pretty much at this point, everybody who had this deck is pretty much thrown away. I saw the play where you do with the Blast Fans and you summon the 3 Ancient Fairy Dragons because you had 3 Divine Wind of the Mist Valley, but now, you know, it's kind of over. I know the Cali effect, he's kind of salty. He is super salty about this list because it just hit like almost all the decks that he wanted to run. Either A, runs, or wanted to run, so he's just really salty. Another card, limited to 1, Super Juice. So despite the dragons being banned, the baby dragons being banned, they're still putting Super Juice down to 1, which is understandable because some people are forgetting a Super Juice is still not a smart card. Did you forget that that Blue Eye Structure deck is still coming out here? Yeah, so you're still gonna have that card of Constance, the Blue Eyes Egg, the Blue Eyes himself, the trade-in. So you know what, you're still gonna be doing those plays. So, you know, despite the baby dragons being gone from elemental dragons, you're still gonna have to hit the super rejuve. It's not a very smart card. I mean, I guess Konami's being kind of lenient with it and still giving them 1. I mean, if it was up to me, I'd say, you know, prevent this in the future, prevent decks like this from just having this unnatural, unfair pot of greed. This card is not worded very well. I would just straight up ban it, you know. It's not like they need it, you know. They don't. So they're just pretty much just getting a plus for just no apparent reason. But I guess they have it in Dragoon structure deck, so I guess they at least want to keep 1. I don't know. But even at 1, it's still kind of like unfair, you know? If you're dueling them and you're not using dragons and they are, and they just happen to be doing all that drawing, and they just be like, hey, super rejuve, draw some more. You know? Even if it's just once, it's still kind of unfair. So, 8 at 1, it's still going to be unfair, but you know what? At least it's less likely. So, instead of them just plussing out the butt, now just think of it as they have a pot of greed, maybe even more than a pot of greed that no one has if you're not running dragons. Alright, so some extra deck monsters that are limited to 1. Trish is back, guys. So, as you can see, if you didn't pick it up, then you're just shit out of luck and it's now expensive. I did not pick one up. I really don't care about Trish. I don't synchro like that. You know, I don't really go into 9s. Like I said, I was kind of shocked to see Trish back, because I get that they're promoting synchros, I get that they're trying to return with the synchros, but it's just going to be hard for them to promote new synchros, you know? Unless they make a level 9 synchro that's either as broken or more broken than Trishula, you know, it's not going to sell, you know? Because people are going to be pretty much just like, well, why should I use this guy when I have Trishula, you know? So, right now, they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot when it comes to making level 9 synchros. It's kind of like Future Fusion, where, you know, they couldn't make any new fusions or any new good fusion, because if you could Future Fusion right into it, then, you know, it could be potentially just devastating. So now, I feel like they're in the same boat where, you know what, you know, unless the new level 9 synchros are just so broke, you know, even Miss Worm wasn't broke enough to take Trish's place, so, you know, Trish is here, but I guess maybe they're going with the whole evidence was abstinence, because when Trish first came out, we didn't have cards like Effect Veiler. Now since we do, you know, I mean, I don't want to say that, because I don't like, you know, doing that, because you're not always going to have an Effect Veiler, but instead of just saying, oh, I only have Solemn Warning or Solemn Judgment, now you got like, hey, you got Effect Veiler too. Well, Trishula would still be a 27 beater, but at least its effect won't go off to pick something from your field, hand, and graveyard. So, Trish is back, Trish is expensive, so while everybody's got their Trishes for cheap, running around being all happy, the only thing I got for cheap is that Goyo Guardian sitting on my bookcase, you know, and I'm glad I didn't jump the gun, because if I would've jumped the gun about a Trish, I would've felt like an idiot, so you know what, I'm okay with this. And next card to 1, Big Eye. Alright, we saw this one. We saw Big Eye going down to 1, and it also syncs up with what they confirmed at Worlds, where they said to me, they're just like, hey, I can't tell you what's on the list, but you might want to get rid of some Big Eyes. So this confirms it, Big Eye to 1, you know, so I hope you guys got rid of your Big Eyes, and if, you know, if you haven't picked up a Big Eye already, this will be a great time to pick up a Big Eye, because once the list is confirmed and Big Eye is not banned, because some people thought it would be banned, you know, all the card prices go down before the ban list, so, you know, some people try to get rid of it, some people try to pick it up, so, you know, this would be a great time for you to pick up just one Big Eye, you know, it's only almost $50, but you know what, that's much cheaper than it being like 120, which it was before, so, you know, with it at 1, it's just that card, you know, it's that one-time thing, like, hey, you took my monster, hey, don't do it again, because I'm gonna, you know, kill it, but don't do it again, because you can't, you know, no more Big Eye Worlds, no Big Eye Wars, no more, hey, I'm gonna Big Eye your Big Eye to Big Eye with your Big Eye, with Dragons being gone, the first deck I see doing these whole Big Eye plays and just taking your stuff will be Mermail. Yes, Mermails, I feel like, are gonna be it. So, tell me what you guys think about Big Eye going down to 1. So, we're going to the semi-limit. So, Bestiari to 2, I guess, I mean, let's go, Gladiator Beast. It's been such a long time, and I'm not really sure I'm ready to face you. I'm not prepared, you know. As you guys know, I play Yubel deck. So I can bring out Ultimate Nightmare, sure. They can't attack into Ultimate Nightmare because they'll die, sure. The problem is Test Dagger, which they can just simply just tag out into Mermail and pop me. So, you know, I'm still in a conundrum. They still got their own Divine Wrath with War Chariot. They're even more consistent with the whole tanky thing now, So, let's just see what Gladiator Beast can do at 2. Keep in mind that this is a September list, and sure, the September list is the list that fixes all the past problems and slows down the format, and then the March corrects what happened in September. So, if putting Gladiator Beast Bestiari causes a whole bunch of problems in such format, then Konami won't be afraid to put Bestiari back down to 1. But, it's really cool, I guess, for Konami to allow Gladiator Beast to give them this chance and see what they can do, return from the past, It's just weird, so they must have something planned for Gladiator Beast. They must be making some new cards for Gladiator Beast just to promote sales for it. I don't know, just like they went back with Harpies and a lot of decks, they might be doing something for Gladiator Beast, so if that's the plan, then I guess putting up Bestiari to promote sales is a smart plan, business-wise, but right now, if that's not what their plan is, then I don't know. Because if the deck happens to be so powerful that even new decks can't handle it, then, they're losing some tails. So, Konami, show me what you have planned here, because I'm a little bit confused. Next card, 2, Gorz. Okay, so, are you ready for not being able to do a direct attack, Gorz is level 7, so, double Gorz is rank 7, So, I'm not really sure how I feel about this one. It's kind of like that one. I feel like Gorz was kind of like that one-time thing as well. As you attack directly, your opponent drops their 1 Gorz, and you're like, okay, well at least it's only 1. Trag is the one that was at 2, but depending on how many cards you have in your hand, Trag isn't as powerful. But you know what? Gorz will always be at 27, 25D, and have that effect. Especially if you took the battle damage to summon a token that's just as strong as what you took, So if you took like 4,000 damage, then bam, here's a token, 4,000 attack token. So, Gorz himself plus a token is like a really big punch combo that can definitely do a grip of damage. So it being at 2, I might be a little bit more cautious to direct attack. But how am I supposed to win duels without a direct attack, But since I run a Bell deck, I'll probably just attack you directly with something else. Then you drop the Gorz, and I'll be like, okay, Ultimate Nightmare attack you, and then you'll take all that damage as well. So, maybe with 2 Gorz, you might actually see Gorz's second effect, which no one ever does, which is the whole burn damage thing. When you take the burn damage, you have no cards, you can drop the Gorz, and your opponent will take the burn damage that you took, and then Gorz will still be here and be a 27 beater over the attack barrier. Tell me what you guys think about Gorz going to 2. Next we have Grand Mole to 2. I guess. I always felt like Grand Mole was once again that card that should have been just that one-time thing. He's already annoying enough to get off the field, but now we're gonna have 2 of them. It does cost you your normal summon, so if your opponent is up on you with cards, it's not the smartest play, but if you're up on your opponent with cards, then it's a great play to do. So it's kind of like a scale. You gotta kind of weigh it and be like, which one's the better play here, Another card to deal with Ophion. So now, people who are having problems with Ophion, because you can see that that Evil Swarm deck did not get touched on this list, and now you got another Grand Mole, so maybe this is Konami's indirect way of saying, like, hey, here, take another card, take care of Ophion for us, use the stronger decks, use the Synchros, but here's another Grand Mole. So you can just drop Grand Mole, you can attack into the Ophion will be bounced. His Extremateers will go graveyard, Ophion will go back to the extra deck, Grand Mole will return your hand, and there's pretty much nothing they can do about it, and they just lost 2 cards. When it comes to Evil Swarm, they don't have a lot of materials, so for them to be losing their Ophion to something like that kind of sucks, and they can't even, Infestation Pandemic to block it, so I guess Grand Mole 2 is okay. It just seemed like kind of like that card that should have been at 1. Most people were just like, it can go back up to 2, and I was always like, I don't like it, but you know what, if Konami wants to put up to 2, who am I to be like, hey, Konami, you can't do that, because, shoot, I just play the game, I don't make the rules. So next card to 2, Black Rowan. Alright, Black Wings, let's see what you can do. Once again, you might be getting some new cards besides Graham, I don't know. But once again, Black Rowan is not worded correctly, so that whole argument is like, hey, why can't Black Rowan go to 3 with Wind Up Factor? Because it's not worded correctly. You can use as many Wind Up effects as you want. You will still only get 1 search with Wind Up Factory. Black Rowan, you can be like, okay, Black Whirlwind, summon Shura, search Kalut, double summon Bora, search for Breeze, search for Kalut. So it's kind of like, but you know what? If they want to go ahead and give him 2 Black Whirlwind, I guess, you know. So Black Wings, let's see what you can do this format with your 2 Black Whirlwinds, you know. Maybe you'll do like some weird variant, like my friend Jay Play does. Maybe you'll do Value Turbo. I don't know. It's been a while since you've been here, and you know, without your Royal Oppression, your key card, you know, maybe you'll slow down a little bit. So I guess let's see what you can do with the 2 Black Whirlwind. Tell me what you guys think about that. Next card, 2, which has been added to the list since the last time I looked at this list. Chaos Sorcerer, it will be back 2/2. Okay. You know, Chaos really didn't do anything in this format. It was all about dragons and spellbooks and water and fire. So since the last hit, they really haven't done anything. So especially this format and the previous format, they've been kind of just sitting there twiddling their thumbs, being like, "Hey, can we come back now?" So I guess Konami is being nice. I guess Konami is gonna be a little bit lenient and be like, "Hey, 2 Chaos Sorcerers, okay?" And they'll be like, "Well, that's a little bit better, but can we have Future Fusion?" No. You know, so, you know, let's see what you could do with your Chaos Sorcerer. You know, it's another card. It's another card that we have to deal with and keep in mind, you know, maybe Chaos will come back next format, you know. That whole Twilight BLS card is kind of like, eh. And I think that whole Twilight Dragon Road card, I think that was fake. So, I know Vexicus posted a video of it, and then it was taken off of his channel. So I believe that that card was fake, because it was kind of scary to see Dragon Mirror Chaos monsters. So, yeah. Chaos Sorcerer 2. Alright, let's see what you can do. You know, there's no priority, so if you happen to drop the Chaos Sorcerer, you try to use your effect, we can Veiler you, we can Bottomless you, there's a lot of things we can do to you. So, you know, let's just see what they can do with Chaos Sorcerer at 2. And the next card at 2, which people are probably going to be shocked about, Tenki 2. Okay, so Tenki goes down to 2, we should go down to 1, but this indirectly hits more than just Firefist. This hurts Constellars, this hurts Bujin. I'm probably missing a few decks. This hurts Gladiator Beast indirectly too. You know, you can't just go triple Tenki, triple Akari anymore. So yeah, this indirectly hits a few things. So Tenki at 2, it'll slow the deck down a little bit, not enough to be shocking. Bujins, they'll be probably okay. They're slowing down a little bit since they rely a lot on Yamato. This hurts them a little bit. Constellars, they'll probably take out the bear. The bear really has no synergy. Constellars are running 3 costs, 1 bear, and 3 Tenkis just to make sure. But now since Tenki's at 2, they'll probably drop that bear just because it really doesn't have any synergy. I'm just saying some people. You know, if some Constellar players want to keep in their bear, that's fine. But I'm just saying that's probably what happened with the Constellars, you know, because it really didn't have any synergy anyway, besides just being like, hey, it's another Tenki target. So now with that 2, you know, that's fine. Take out your bear. And Fire Fist, you know, let's see what you can do. This kind of hurts. Oh, it also hurts Fire Kings too. You know, you probably wanted to Tenki and get your Yamatos as fast as possible, but now you can't do that anymore. Now it being at, you know, 2 now since it went down a little bit. So yeah. So tell me what you guys think about Tenki going down to 2. And now we are going to the cards that are going up to 3. Tsukiyomi, alright, who cares? You know, this card went up to 1, no one played it. Went up to 2, not really anybody played it, so it had 3, I guess, whatever. You know, it still costs you a normal summon, you know. So the person who was saying that Tsukiyomi shouldn't go up to 3 because it hurts Ophion that they worked hard for, Tsukiyomi 3, in your face, you know. So yeah, I mean, besides Tsukiyomi going to 3, you should be more worried about that Grandma going up to 2. So yeah, I mean, Tsukiyomi can sure set the Ophion, but it can't kill it by itself. So it costs you your normal summon. So if your opponent goes first turn Ophion, and all you got is Tsukiyomi, sure, you can go Tsukiyomi and set it. Hope you got that Dark Hole or something, because if you don't, you know, Ophion will just flip right back up, because Ophion's D is just too strong for Tsukiyomi to handle by himself. So yeah, Tsukiyomi to 3. We already talked about Wind Up Magician being switched. Like I said, 90% of the time what triggers Wind Up Magician? Wind Up Shark. So I feel like this was kind of a hit, but I don't know. Let's see what Wind Ups can do this on that. Advanced Richard to 3, alright, so, I guess Konami wants, Herald and Demise OTK again, so, let's see how annoying that gets, but, no. At 2, it really didn't do anything in this format, but not a lot of things could do anything in this format with how powerful dragons and spellbooks were, so, that's not really saying anything. So, let's see how the September format goes with the whole ritual decks and moving ritual summoned from the deck like that by pitching normal monsters, yay. Let's just see how that goes down. You know, because you're just gonna be pumping out these rituals. Like, it's just easy now. So, Demise and Herald, let's see how you do this format with your 3 advanced ritual arts. And yay, E-Call back up to 3. Alright, so pretty much, no offense to you, hero players, but pretty much I'm gonna category you with samurais now. They're pretty much the same exact deck, you know. Well, not the same exact deck, but you guys are getting the same exact love from Konami, you know, where you got your card put down to 2, you were doing just fine, and you know Konami just decided to give you 3 all of a sudden, you know. So now you got 3 calls, and now people also sometimes are arguing. They're like, "Wait, hey, we're heroes. We're not like samurais. We're not like samurais." It's just like, well, samurais have broken cards, and you have broken cards. Samurais have the gateway, the United, the dojo, the smoke signal, the Shien, but heroes have the E-calls, the Stratos. Each only you have Rhoda, so you can't say that. The hero lives. The Miracle Fusions, the Super Poly. So you know you're kind of both those decks that you know Konami just loves to just baby, you know you didn't need 3. You didn't need 3. You were fine at 2. You know, it's not like you guys weren't topping. It's not like you guys weren't doing well with 2 e-com, but Konami still decided to give you 3 after they just put it back down to 2. You know, when I put it down to 2, I was so happy. I'm like, wow, finally, you know, heroes can step back a little bit. But nope, here you go, have 3 again. You know, people are like, I'm like, it's you two. It's samurais and heroes. You're the ones that broke Rhoda. You know, you're the ones that just like, hey, Rhoda needs to go down to 1 because these 2 decks. Now, some people are arguing, being like, hey, it was samurais who broke Rhoda. Alright, let's play this. Let's ban samurai decks completely. You're not allowed to play samurais anymore, but let's put Rhoda back up to 3. What decks will be just going derp and just as all hell just because Rhoda's at 3? What? Did you say heroes? What? Did you say, you know, search for more Bubblemen, go for more OTKs? Wow! Yeah, you're right! So, yeah, once again, it's not just Samurai's fault. Hero too. So, you guys are pretty much in the same boat in my mind, where Konami just loves you so much that they just can't let you go, you know. They have to baby you, you know. Konami is just like, give me an e-call, you know, go in the timeout, you're done. You're done, go in timeout. But you weren't done. You kind of went in timeout, you went to the corner for a little bit, but you still snuck out and played when Konami wasn't looking. But then, you know, right when Konami looked back at you, you were still in the corner crying, and Konami came over and babied you. It's like, oh, it's okay, heroes. It's okay, you want your 3 e-calls? You want your 3 e-calls? Okay, here you go. So, you know, lots of people are going to be just turning right back to heroes again. So, you know, we're going to have to deal with them this upcoming format. So, yeah. Another card that went up to 3. I'm sorry I went on that little rant, but, you know, that's just how I feel about heroes right now. Paluali to 3. Alright, so, you know, who's going to play 3 to Palualis? I probably will, you know. I'm a stickler for consistency, and, you know, this card just makes me consistent, you know. This card is what sparked my love of Yubel, the return of Yubel in my mind, because, you know, I was just, you know, I've been working with Yubel for pretty much since it came out, 5 years of my life, and you know, as soon as Pod Duality came out, I was just like, yes, this card can help me be consistent. This card can help me get the card that I need. Then I went down to 2, and I'm like, okay. But now since they're returning back to 3, you know, I think I might actually want to play 3, you know. You know, some people are afraid of drawing 2 Pod Dualities. They're afraid of drawing, they're afraid of Pod Duality into a Pod Duality. But you know what? You know what? I just searched a card that I didn't have before. And it's not like every single turn I'm going to be special summoning, you know. So, if I can get what I need, prepare myself for next turn, take the game slow, then, you know what, I'd rather do that than have it, so, you know, I'm not consistent at all, I get a crappy hand, so just being able to play another Pod Duality, I can roll with that, so, with 3 Pod Dualities, I can roll with that. 2 is fine, but I'll probably play 3, I don't know, tell me what you guys think about Pod Duality at 3. Next card, we have Scapegoat, alright, so, Scapegoat, you know, you just summon a whole bunch of tokens. You can block you. Maybe for the Phantom Beast crap. The first thing that people are probably thinking with Scapegoat is Plasma, Destiny Hero Plasma. So you know what, if you want to do that, I mean, go right ahead. But I feel like that's a little bit hyped with the whole Scapegoat thing. Not everybody's gonna pick up a Plasma deck and do that. So, no, I just don't see it. It's pretty much that card that was at 1 that, you know, it should have been at 3, because, you know, who cares? You know, people are kind of afraid of the Mecha Phantom Beast, so that, you know, I give them a chance to this format. Like I said, there's a lot of tier 2 cards this format. So yeah, Scapegoat to 3. And the last card going to 3 is Mirror Force. Okay, so now with Mirror Force at 3, you know, you might want to be a little bit more cautious with your attacks. You know, don't go all in unless you know that you got it, unless you know you got something to stop that Mirror Force, you know. So, you know, be careful, because, you know, you will get Mirror Force now. Turn some of your monsters to defense. Be a little bit more cautious, you know. Don't go all in. Because, you know, you can just simply run into a Mirror Force and just lose. You know. I'm glad they decided to put Mirror Force to 3. If there's any of those traps that they were going to put Mirror Force, I mean, to 3, it'd be Mirror Force. You know, Torrential, no. Bottomless, no. But, you know, Mirror Force at 3, I mean, okay. That's okay, I guess. Just be a little bit more cautious. So, this is our ban list. So, once again, it's time for me to predict how this format will shape up. Like I said, there's a lot of potential for Tier 2. It's really hard for me to pinpoint who's going to be the best and who's going to be the worst and who's going to be it, you know? But I definitely feel like Mermails will still be the top. So, I feel like Mermails will still be the top. They'll still be number 1. Not since Dragon and Spellbook was gone, because they were still number 3 when Dragon and Spellbook were here. They were still topping more than any other deck, even more than Evil Swarm. So, I feel like they're going to be the top, and they might do so well that they might even be addressed in March, you know, just like how windups were, how they were addressed in September 2012, and then once again they were hit again in March of 13. So that's how I feel Mermails will go with this list right here. Everybody else, you know, everybody has their hat in the basket right now. So it's really hard for me to pinpoint who's going to be the top. Now with Rooster at 1 and Tiki at 2, is it really to say that it's going to be a water fire format? I mean, I have no idea. You know, you still have 4-axis or 3-4-axis or whatever you're running. So you know, I can definitely see those two decks just going at it. Side decks to watch out for. You know, still Evil Swarm. Evil Swarm just came out unscathed. So you know, people still try to pick that up. Heroes, definitely. Constellars, keep an eye out for them, because they're going to be a jerk. People are going to try to come back with Black Wings. People are going to try to come back with Gladiator Beast, so keep your eye out for them too. And every other tier 2 deck that I forgot to mention, you know, everybody has a chance to do well this format. So this is our ban list, you know. I have links and images. I have it on Shriek, so go ahead and click it. This is pretty much it. And if anything changes by the 20th, you know, I will be here to do another video. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Thank you guys for all the support. I have a lot of fun with these ban list times. I get a whole bunch of views on my channel. These videos get a lot of views, so I just want to, you know, thank you for just taking the time to watch. Thank you for listening to what I have to say. Thank you for, you know, telling me your guys' opinions in the comments. Tell me what you guys think. And, you know, I just have a lot of fun with these ban list times, you know. The only thing I don't like about ban list time is the whole predicting thing. So, now since this is it, let's see what I got correct. I don't think anything. Nope. Oh, Big Ida 1. Oh, and Tsukiyamini 3. Yeah, I think that's it. Yep, that's it. Wow, I got 2 cards right on my prediction. Well, that Konami always does me for a loop. So, hopefully this will be the last ban list video, because I pumped out like 7, 8 of them at this point. But you know what? I'm having fun. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Thank you guys for all the views. Thank you guys for the support. Tell me what you guys think about the ban list in the comments, and tell me what deck you're gonna run this one at because of this list. All right. So, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm Daily Daniel. I do a series called Daily Duels, where each day I duel with a different deck. So, it'll be like Friday will be dragons, but now that'll probably be taken off. I mean, I'll try to still run the deck without the babies out just once, just to see how it will be. Spellbooks, Mermail, Constellars, all of that. So, we're going to just change it around, and so be sure to come over to my channel and check out my content if you're just here just to see the ban list. So, thank you guys for watching, thank you guys for all the support, and I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching.